Hello everyone, I hope you are doing great. Welcome to my YouTube channel Value for Dynamics. I hope you have had a chance to watch my previous videos on assembly order. If not, I would suggest you to watch it to get better understanding. This is third video in my assembly order module series. So in today's session I will cover basically two topics, that is based on scenario of assembly to a stock. It's not a assembly to order. So two topics is how to add modify BOM item resource from the assembly order page, and second, how we can use the resource. Basically there are two types of resource, one is direct and another is fixed resource. So basically direct is the resource, that is the cost allocation properly for each unit multiplying the resource cost by the quantity assembled. And in fixed, basically fixed resource cost is allocated for the entire assembly order regardless the final quantity assembled. So this is the two topics we are going to cover. So let's get started and understand into the business central. But before going to business central, I would like to give you a brief idea about the how I can configure and what are the items we are going to taking care during the transaction. So in the Excel sheet, if you can see that I have taken almost three items and two resource, right? So we can go through one by one, where first item 1004, that is the birthday gift pack, and its item type is a inventory, of course, that is the basically assembly item. And another is the packing label, packing box, and main item which is going to be packed, that is the water bottle, right? So these are the basically in terms of the item card. If we are talking, that is the first is the packing label, that I have considered as a non-inventory item. Non-inventory item we cannot uh, maintain their stocks, right? Another is the packing box, that is the inventorial item. That means we are keep keeping their stock in our ERP as well as in warehouse, we can say that. Water bottle, that should be also a item and inventory type. And these are the two resource. One I have taken as a fix, that is the PR, and another is the direct. Both we can define into the assembly BOM, the resource type, usage type. So let's go into the business central and understand that. This is my business central role center, and today's basically day before Microsoft introduced new logo of the business central. You can see here, this is the business central logo. Earlier was the different one. So this is the my role center page. Now let's go inside the item, and based on the Excel sheet, uh, we have taken the four items. First is this is the assembly item. As in previous session I have already discussed about how we can differentiate which is the assembly item and which is the BOM item of the assembly. So for the assembly item, that is the basically finished good item, that should be a basically assembly. Their replacement system should be assembly. And if I am talking about the type of the inventory, the type of the item, that is the inventory. Now if I can go into the packaging box, that is the inventory type, right? And here if you can see that this is the purchase, right? So and assembly BOM is no, but in main item, assembly item, once we will define the assembly BOM, that will be automatically changed from no to yes. If I will click over here and then specify here the BOM, so this BOM will be, whenever we are creating the assembly order, BOM will be automatically refreshed into the assembly line. But in today's session, we are not going to define the assembly BOM item before creating the assembly order. And third one is the, we are talking about the packing label, that is a non-inventorial item. You can see here, right, non-inventory item. This means we don't need to make a stock or keep this stock. And regarding the resource, we can go through the resource detail during the assembly transactions. So let's jump into the assembly order. So for the assembly order, we have to click search as a assembly order, right? Click over here and already existing assembly order list will be open. So now I have to click over the new, and then the assembly item, the assembly means replenishment replenishment system must be a assembly. So I am keeping here the assembly item number, right, and also location for the tracking of the inventory. We need to specify the location as well, right? And the date, this should be a like a working date, and whatever this for today's I need to change it. Okay, now if I will specify any quantity, there will be a no any component item showing is available on the assembly lines. So for that we need to specify the assembly BOM. If assembly BOM is already defined, that system will be automatically pick the their assembly BOM item into the assembly order line. Now how we can specify the assembly BOM? So for that we have to go into the order, and here is the option assembly BOM. Once we will click, redirect to the assembly BOM page where we can define. So based on our scenario, first I am taken the item, and that item, first item is the, if I am talking about the main item, that is the water bottle, and I will take the sorry, and here if variant is in next session we will cover the variant as well. So for time being I am considering 2 water bottle in one pack, right? Then first we have to refresh it. Now again I am taking the item, and based on item we have to define the packing, and that is the one, right? And then item again, and item could be a labeling. So labeling, that is the, where it is, label, okay, and label we can consider as a 2, right? And now we are coming into the, based on the Excel sheet, these are the item. First is the packing level, level I have taken on the third, that is the basically non-inventorial item, and these are the 3 items we have already specify into the assembly BOM. Now we can take a resource. So there is the two option, item and resource. First I am taking the resource, and there is the, if I am talking about the PR, there is the 00, and based on the Excel sheet I am keeping this resource as a fix. Okay, and fix I am taking an hour, 1 hour for the this is resource, right? Now I am taking the resource, and that is the second resource, and this resource I am taking as a direct, and I am also defining the quantity for assembly order, that is the 1. Okay, and their unit of measure is the 0. Now we have defined the assembly order component. Let's back from system will automatically save this. Another point, if you want to see that the more detail view where to use, if you can click over there, system will be showing that where it is going to be used, right? So rest other, you can say that check that the cost share, calculation unit, calculate unit price, calculate a standard cost, show BOM. So based on that you can explore that. Now BOM you have defined, but still after coming back there is no any impact into the our assembly BOM, assembly line, assembly order line. Let me refresh here the quantity 5 so that we cannot get a shortage of the our quantity of the component 5. And then what we have to do, we have to just refresh from the line, and this is, there is the in prepare action there is the two option, refresh line and refresh availability. Refresh availability will be showing that what will be the whether component item is available or not. But reference line, that means will be once we define the BOM, component item will be going to change here. And there is the sometimes scenario is happening, we have a defined the item, but we have to use the substitute item or change the item. Normally it's coming into the packaging where we don't have a, we have a shortage of the some of the packaging item, and we can use the different packaging item, packaging like a labeling or box, and uh, make it ready for the assembly finished good. So let me refresh the line. Once I will refresh that, system will showing that the component item. Now we have to understand mostly for the resource. First resource was direct, right? A fix. So if you can see that quantity per is the 1 and quantity is 1 as well, and quantity going quantity to consume is 1. But for the direct, if you can see that quantity per is 1, but quantity that is needed, that is the 5, quantity to consume is 5. But here if you want to change that quantity to consume, suppose that in the last moment we understand that we have a to consume 5, but we have a only consumption of the 4 quantity, so we can change that. But more than 5 system will not allow, because if I am going to change here the 6, system should not allow that. Quantity cannot be higher than the remaining quantity, right? So for that we need to change the uh, amend the BOM, and then we can refresh the line and use that. But for time being I am taking the 5, right? So see, total unit cost is 1, if you can see that, and in the cost amount, total cost amount is the 5, here is the 5, right? Because if I can go into the resource detail, okay, and then manage and edit. So if you can see that there is the unit cost, right? And in the both resource I have specified the unit cost is the same, and also there is the cost. We can understand that the actual cost, that is the fixed type. I have mentioned, though this is, there is the no impact of the fix on the our assembly line, but yeah, in the resource part, when we are using the services, we can mention that. Now let's check that with the our preview posting functionality. If you can see that unit cost is still not updated, right? So how we can update that? We just click over the and see total cost is defined for the unit cost is 3.20, and total cost of this 5 quantity of the assembly order is the $16. Now let me release that, and then preview the posting. System is asking assign the lot for the item number 1012, right? That is the 1012 is the basically component item. So we have to specify the lot number here. So go into the item tracking, right? Select the lot number. I am taking the 32 one, right? Quantity and all those will be automatically come, right? Then again I am going to preview that. System should give the error, and that is the 1005, which is the basically our assembly item. So this is the also a tracking lot tracking item. So we must have to specify the lot, and for the lot we have to generate the lot from here. System is automatically created there, and then close it. Now let me preview that. See, in the item ledger, if you can see that there are 4 line has been created, and if you can see that 3 in the Excel sheet, if I am correctly said, these are the 3 item, that is the component item, and one is the our assembly item. So you can see that 4 line has been created over there, right? So see, one component item we have defined as a lot, so that a lot is we have we must have to specify into the assembly line, and that come here, and 10 quantities is getting decreased, right? And there is the final item with the lot number, that is also we must have to specify the lot number, and that's coming. So assembly output, and these are the, apart from that, there is the two another entry ledger entry also impact because of the resource. One is the capacity ledger entry, another is the resource ledger entry. There were 2 resource. Because of that, if you can see that 2 line has been created. See, total cost 4 and quantity 1, right? And value ledger entry, 7 entry has been created, 2 for the resource and 2 for the output, and rest other 3 for the consumption as well, right? See, why there were only 4 consumption is showing, because we have I have already changed here 4, so actually it's this should be a 5. So See now, capacity ledger 5 and 1 is showing here, right? And if I can go into the value ledger entry, same, because the second line is adjusted line, and that is the basically based on our resource and not only for the inventory. So these are this basically this is impact is coming because of the our resource adding, and based on that. Good part is that here if you can see into the non-inventorial item, just wait. Yes, if you can see that rest other consumption item ledger impact is showing cost amount actual, but the non-inventorial item it's showing under the cost amount non-inventorial ledger impact, right? So system will automatically segregate that, right? But yes, item ledger will be also created whether it's a non-inventorial or inventorial item. But yes, you can see the costing point of view here the value is showing. Now let me post it. So let me go into the posted assembly order, and you can see that the detail, and if I can see that GL entry is here, item ledger entry 4 ledger entry over here, here is the your oh sorry, this is the not a correct one, this one is the correct one, right? Here there are the resource also, and if I can see that this is the 2 7 4, these are the entries you can find. So all about the how we can add and modify the assembly order. But yes, let me go into the, suppose that I need to create the assembly order one more time for the same item. New, one 1005, and let me define the item over here. See, all the detail is coming over here. Suppose that we need to change the our BOM item or quantity, we need to go here and let me change this and coming back and refresh it. System will showing whatever the component currently available into the BOM line. So this is the all about the assembly BOM modification add from the assembly BOM order, as well as how what are the differences between the resource user type, fixed resource, direct resource.